Hello, today we are going to design mobile app landing page in 30 minutes. Here I am going to show you how we can design a landing page most effectively and easily. This tutorial is designed for people with basic knowledge in Photoshop. Stay focused only in 30 minutes. By end of this tutorial, you can easily and create most beautiful landing page in most effective way. Happy designing. Sketches are most effective way to capture creative ideas. I always prefer doing sketches before designing so that I can easily put my thoughts and ideas on paper before starting the design. So in the current design sketch, I have captured the landing page design, animation ideas and color plans. This will help us to focus on perfection of design. This video is a screen capture of my normal designing speed. It will help you to design the landing page in 30 minutes exactly. So let's open the Photoshop. Create new, then define the width to 360 and height to 640, which is a standard Android phone screen size. Once you have the canvas ready, just fill the color with the background color, which I'm using. Color code is E54F50, which is vermilion color, and then I'll create the base as defined in the sketch. Having a sketch is very helpful so that it guides so that it will not make mistake, and we can follow a design strategy to create a proper design. Once my shape is ready, I'll just fill it with little darker color. Alt backspace to fill it. Okay. Now I'll just lock that so it will not move, background will not move. And by selecting the anchor points, I can adjust the background shape. To select to open anchor point, you can use shortcut A, and you can select the anchor points just dragging over it, and you can select those anchor points and move it to create it. Then now I'm going to create the buildings as defined in the sketch. I forgot to create a different layer, so after creating this shape of the buildings, I'll cut and paste in a different layer. That will help me to manage. I don't stop now because already created. So it's a random building I'm going to create, which will just give appearance of a city. Just close it. I'll cut the shape and paste it in a different layer, and I'll change the color. Okay. Now I'll create another layer. I'll select the shape. Then I'll create another set of buildings, which I'll use a faded color as defined in the sketch. Please look at the sketch while creating. Whenever you also creating design or creating any design, better you create a sketch, so that will help you to guide and reduce more cognitive load. While designing, you can focus more on perfection. So I reduce the opacity of the buildings to give them a proper look. So it looks like some buildings are in far and some in distance. I'm selecting the shapes, and I'll select the lob shape here to create some lob shapes as defined in the sketch. I'll use a light color for that. Just checking different colors, but yeah, I guess white color will match properly in this design. So I'm fill all backspace to fill this one. Alt, then Alt, hold Alt and move it to create duplicate shapes. This is one of the best feature in Photoshop what I like. So you can just easily move it and move and create different duplicate shapes. You can see I'm just starting because of this sketch I'm referring. You can easily create different shapes which makes fast. Okay, now I'll create body part of the male person. This is actually I'm going to use a jacket, so I'll use a color which is blue will look blacker, blue will look better. So all backspace to fill it. Now I'll use ellipse tool to create the head of the person. The color I'll choose a little person like human face color, so it will be little yellowish red. Yeah, this is fine. Now I'll create a duplicate. This is for the lady partner, so we'll just place it so it will look like little height. I'm reducing the height of the lady, and so I'm just making them, they should look like they are looking each other, so that I change the shape of the ellipse. And now this is I'll create a for his color. You can create different layer and use filling white color, and I'll just change the anchor points to make it should look proper. See, you can see I have selected both the layers and moving it together. Now I'll create hair. For that I'm select a color which is dark blue. I'm just creating hair above the head. It's in just above the layer, the shape for layer which is above the face. So now I'm defining this ear space. I'm not going to go design in detail, but it is the shape of illustration, which will so duplicate it, then flip horizontally and move it. So now it is below the shape, below the head, so I'll move it to the upper layer. I'll use another ellipse tool to create woman hair. Yeah, that's fine. Now we'll create a flower from the shape library. We'll make it white, move it above the head so it will look better. Can increase the size by pressing Ctrl T and increasing size. Now we'll create hand of the person. Now it looks white, so we'll just pick, I used eyedropper tool, pressing I on the shortcut, and fill the color with all backspace. We can use the anchor point, move the anchor points with selector tool. Now I'll create another layer and create his leg. So as he is wearing a pant and shoes, I am using a single color for that leg and shoes. By default it is because it looks white, but I'll select the shape and fill the color with different color. All the backspace, yes. I can select, can increase, I can play with the anchor point to make it more, it should look better. So I'm increasing the ways on the width, yeah, and placing it in a proper way so that it will look much better. You can move, you can always select the layers because none of the layers are locked. I can select, you can see on the top of the bar auto select layer is selected, checked. So, and I can select all the required layers and I can move it down in the heads. Okay, now I'll create the woman gown. I'll change, select the color to white. I'm using a pen tool to create the shape. You can see at the top of this top section, shape is selected, option bar. And okay, now as following the sketch, I'm defining the woman's dress. Okay, but this is not, we need to do some enhancements. I'm selecting the anchor points with selector tool and I need to do some changes here. So better I'll use a selector tool here. Press A, shortcut is A, and need to manage properly so that once okay, I'm satisfied with the shape, I'll use the face color and because the similar color of the body, I'll create the top part of the shape of a lady with the neck. That's fine, this looks fine because it's not going to be very detailed illustration, but I'll use it as a symbolic or a very it's a high level illustration just to give them a feel. Bride and groom standing and holding their hands. Okay, now I'll create this hand in a different layer. Looks like it is below the dress layer, so I'll just move it up. See, I didn't create any group, but I can move it down, and then once I'm done with the work, I'll group it properly. Yes, we need to move another hand in a proper way. So adding anchor points and select to the anchor points, and I'll move it to left to create a proper hand. Now I'll create another layer. You can see by pressing below new layer button and creating a hand. I'll duplicate the hand and move it down so it will go below. So I will showing two hands of the lady. So we'll create another hand by using Alt. I just duplicated the another hand and creating another hand. We'll just change the color a little bit so it will to give them a feel. So by default the below part will look more darker, so I'll just change the below hand color to little darker shade, though it is not very clearly visible, but from distance it looks fine. I want to show like the love shapes are coming from them, so I'm placing those love shapes accordingly. You can use Control T transform and move the shapes, or scale it up, or if a duplicate you can just Alt and move, press Alt and move the shapes, select, then by selecting the shapes I have selected the shape of this people, that couples, and wanted to increase the size, so I defined them that layer name to couples. I selected the complete group and moving. Now that you can just see by default my top layer auto select layer is selected, so I can just click about the any shape and I can move it, showing love in the air. I'm just selecting the shape and changing its opacity. So this the distance, based on distance I'm maintaining a specific opacity, so that it look like it's starting right and slowly it is fading above, while how it like when it is going top. Now I have to create a star, so I'll just select the polygon and changing that smooth corners to just a star, and it's not coming proper, so select set okay. Now yeah, so you need to change the settings. In settings you need to change that indent to sides to 50%, and smoothness you need to remove and make it just a star. Please follow the screen and mouse so that you can easily find where I'm clicking and what I'm doing, as I'm doing in a normal speed. So you can just move it down and create duplicates, place it randomly. Don't make it create few. Don't just overcrowd with so many icons. Once you are done with the few stars, you can clear some ellipse to so some others. You can say moon, but not so many moons, but some stars from far away, or some circles. Just to these are ornaments, these are things I'm adding to make the visual look much better and appealing. So you can use different size circles. Select the object. I use the link and reducing the width. You can select this object layer, okay, and change the width and height by selecting the link icon. If when you select the link icon, it will change the both width and height in proportionately. Once you are done with that, this layer is not properly done, okay, so better we'll just unlock, select it, and then move it to center. Control A, move it to center. Okay, now it's fine. Okay, now I want to add a background at it should look something like center little more light and our sides are a little bit dark. But it's not looking that good. Okay, but still okay, we're able to manage. It is like 36% or 36%. Okay, now just move a little bit and just play with the colors to match the theme. You can select the objects and match the theme. Now we'll save it first, otherwise we'll lost. Maybe by default Photoshop saves the file, but it is good if you just save it in between, because it's a good habit. Most of the time I save it in between. It helps a lot. Select the footer. I pick the color, but I want to make it a little dark, so I'm just change the color and I'll select auto fill and all backspace to fill it. Select and alt backspace to fill it. I think this is okay. Okay, I'll move it up because of the design what we have to maintain the proportion or now a proper symmetry, the balance and maintain. So we'll just increasing the height of the base and changing some of the shape positions. You can just go and do it in detail. Just move it and change the position so that it will look much better. This is actually based on my on look on the choice or look and feel. I'm just moving it. So you can see like auto select is selected. I'm selecting directly clicking over the shapes and moving it. If it's I'm not able to select, I can directly click on the layers and select and zoom in and click on that object and select and move. Okay, can reduce the opacity if you want to make it faded because far away stars are far away. So some stars can be bright, some stars can be like different. The luminance or the brightness we can change. Now with the shape selected, you can pick the color and change it just to look more better. So okay, this is fine. Yeah, looks fine. Okay, now I'll just open. Sorry, last. Okay, now I can just change the artboard name. So it will be helpful if we have multiple artboards, but in this, but still we are just making it as a standard. So okay, now I'm selecting all the files and creating a group. I want to keep all these things inside a frame, I mean mobile frame. That will look much better and give you a proper feel of a mobile. So the folder name I'm defining mobile on onboarding screen. Now I have a mobile frame for Photoshop file. Okay, this is fine. So you can see as I have created a group and I can select directly move the group to this file. We'll move it just below the screen. There are few layers which is not fitting properly. Okay, let us we'll just define, we'll manage, I'll just transform and put them in a proper location. Then we'll change the layer. I will select the layers and change the shape positions. You can do it manually just to fit into the mobile frame. Once you're satisfied and everything is aligned properly, yeah, select it and select the shapes whatever you want to resize. Then now it looks fine. Okay, so at least now we have a screen intro screen ready, and it is our landing page screen ready, which is inside a mobile frame. And I want to use a background for that. I'm selecting dark color. I have already created a new layer for that too, and I'll backspace to fill it, but this color is not going properly, so I'll just create another little dark color and alt backspace. Sorry, create. Okay, alt backspace, yes, fine. So now but what I feel, yeah, the screen it is not in a proper shape. Okay, just move it. Okay, this is a glossy effect, glossy screen effect, which was there in the mobile frame template. Okay, I'm now with a ellipse. I'm creating a shadow, which is putting it just up below the mobile, so that in put it make it dark, and with little faded, so that it will look much better to give them a 3D feel. but the layer, the screen width, frame, we need to change the canvas size. We'll make it width, okay, that's fine. Okay, let's increase the width and select and fill the background so that it will fit over, because I am going to use this one in my video, so better I'll create a large background so it will fit into my this one. That will be useful. Okay, and now I'll just create. I've selected the lasso tool and created this background little bright, like not just brighter than the background, so that and blurred it, or you can create that. Okay, now I created a few layers and merged it. I used lasso tool to and Control J to divide both bottom part and top part, and select, rename it so that it will be useful. Shadow, background, backglow, footer. You can select the background and increase the opacity as which will based on your liking, and I'll use color overlay to give them a similar color. I could have created it previously, but as I am done almost, that top, that glowing part, so I'll just select the layer and just to fill it, overlay with a different color, so that it will give a same feel. Okay, now you can see I have already done with a 3D look where mobile is standing above just the shadow, and so the shape what I'm creating here just to give them a feel of a shape. So it is the shape. Okay, duplicate the shape and resize it. Control D and resize, scale it down. By selecting both the shapes, I'll use a subtract from shapes. So I'll create a circle. This is not just only to give a background, some a shape or some effect, so it will look much aesthetically, it will look pleasing. So what I believe is the aesthetically pleasing things are the things are beautiful, that is more appealing, so you should make it things more appealing by adding some shapes. So that this is actually a so once these shapes are ready, now I have shapes are ready. Okay, and now we can manage it properly. So now select the footer part and let's change to dark color. You can change the opacity as per requirement. Now at least the look and feel of the background and overall combination looks fine. So you can, if you want to increase the canvas size, you can increase. I just want to increase this 100,020, so that will be little more width. Okay, and I'll select the background layers and I'll scale it up, okay, select the footer part, scale, Control D and scale. Okay, now this looks much better. So thank you for watching, and hope you can just try and create a intro page. In my next video, I'm going to add animation to this intro page. So it will look something like this. Yeah, so stay in touch, and so you can, in next time I'm going to upload how we can add transitions, and that's a very quick video for showing how you can add transitions using After Effects to intro page. Thank you for watching. Thanks a lot. Bye.